Hello everybody, welcome to InvestAnswers TA Tuesday. This is going slightly off the technical analysis agenda that we've laid out over the previous sessions because I had a lot of requests to look at how to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, how do I find buy signals, etc. So I'm doing a recap of Bitcoin DCA using technical analysis and show you the money-making secrets that I use with a real-life case of exactly what happened to me over the last 8 days, where I made one mistake, which is really bad because I consider myself very disciplined, but we're all human. We all make mistakes, but I want you all to learn from my mistake. So it's about math, the future of money. Thank you for being in. So before we jump in though, there is so much FUD out there in the marketplace, and half the questions I get are from people that send me articles saying, hey, have you seen this? Hey, have you seen this? Hey, should I be worried? But look at this from Fortune. Now, I used to respect Fortune magazine, but right now, I don't know what's going on. It's as if there's two camps in the world, the camp that hates crypto and the camp that loves it. And I think the camp that hates it has empty bags, as they say. Anyway, this came out from Fortune. Bitcoin has no use. That could be its downfall. They talk about other articles of dirty coal and China and Doge sinking Bitcoin and famed economists railing against Bitcoin and all the usual stuff. Everybody, if you listen to FUD, you'd be broke. So just be very careful where you get your information. And it's sad to see good rags like Fortune go down the tank. Anyway, enough of that. Actually, no, there's more FUD. So in other FUD news, Tesla selling Bitcoin FUD. That alarmed the whole market. It's like, oh, they're getting out. That means we're at an all-time high. It's a top. I covered this in yesterday's video. But a little bit of an update. It's only 10%. They did it to prove a point that a company can hold it on their balance sheet and use it as a source of liquidity. Now, what's also very interesting is Elon Musk disclosed that he has Bitcoin and he HODLs, which is very, very important. So again, everybody, don't be alarmed by the FUD. Keep those diamond hands, as the Wall Street bets say. So the other thing I want to mention as well is, if in doubt, zoom out. Now, according to my price prediction model, we're looking at 450,000 by 2025. But the way things are going, that could even happen sooner. So a lot of people are kind of tempering their price expectations. You know, there's talk of 288,000 this year and 400,000 this year. And everybody's talking and congregating more around the $100,000 level, which isn't that far when you consider what Bitcoin has done over the last couple of days. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later. But just remember, if you're in this game, you're in it for that 5-year prize. And everybody still is completely obsessed with, oh, we got to get out before the bear market, got to take profits, got to get out. But remember, if you get out, you might not be able to get back in. And there's ways to hedge your risk. And I'll be covering that as well in a future video. So subscribe if you're interested in this type of stuff. And there's no shilling on this station, no frills, just raw money-making ideas. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a quick DCA recap. This is where you put a certain amount of money in every week, $50 a week, $500 a week, $5,000 a month, etc., whatever the case may be. In fact, let me zoom out for a second. I've had a lot of requests from people recently is, oh, if I put $50 in a week or $500 a month, does it even make sense? Is it going to be life-changing for me? I am crunching some numbers and I'll tell you if it is or isn't. But the other thing that you need to look at is use some of the secrets in this video as well to optimize your DCA. So the good thing about DCA is it takes the emotion away and it helps people get in. However, when price is low, you buy more BTC. When price is high, you buy less BTC, making it more expensive. But on average, it's not a perfect situation, and I'll explain why right now. So your typical DCA issue, imagine you've got 3 investors, A, B, and C. Each has $1,000 to spend on Bitcoin. Okay, so A invests the entire $1,000 on a Monday, B invests it on a Tuesday, and C goes with $500 on Monday and $500 on Tuesday. Now the question is, what is the best decision? You can see that kind of C is like a DCA. But the optimal price was either on a Monday or a Tuesday. If you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin went up over $7,500 in 20 hours between Sunday and Monday. So can you imagine buying on Sunday versus Monday? It's a big difference. And that's why I'm kind of putting the simple case here so you all see the importance of why the traditional DCA way is not optimal. So C, because C is putting $500 in on Monday and $500 on Tuesday, they will always get an average of the highs and the lows. Never 100% of the high. Okay, so that's important. So over longer periods of time, in a random experiment, the DC investors will approach similar average costs, but you can be assured that DCA is never optimal. Now, how do you optimize your DCA? That's what this is about, using technical analysis. So first of all, how to supercharge your DCA. BTFD, as they say. This is just looking back at the last month. And I've shown this type of stuff before, and you all know it. Just wait for Bitcoin to come to you. All right, so this little graphic, crude graphic we put together, there's 3 huge dips signified by the big rings in a month and 4 mini dips. Now, there's a lot more interesting stuff to know here, but the height between the lows and the highs is staggering. We're talking nearly $20,000. So it pays to be patient. But let's go, as usual, a little deeper. Now, in my last TA video last week, I talked about Fibonacci retracement. And that's why it's so important. Also, what's important is patience. And that's my #1 rule of investing you've all heard on Patreon. So wait for the price to correct to the Fibonacci retracement levels. And those are 23.6%, 38.2%, 50%, and 61.8%. It's rare you see the 61.8, but it can happen in very, very dark times. Then you place limit orders just above these actual levels. And that's kind of the secret. But I'm going to share a mistake that I made. But let's look at the fib levels of Bitcoin over the last month. So it's a bit of an eye chart. I hope you're on desktop. If you're on the phone, it'll be hard to see. But what I have done is in the same graph I used last week, I outlined, and I expanded, of course, for the big dip we had on Sunday. But I have outlined the 23.6, 38.2, 50, and 61.8. And this is what I've been using religiously for a long time as to where to place my dip orders. Because I learned a long time ago as well, as I showed you in 2 slides previous. Bitcoin has these wicked dips, wicks down, because of whale manipulation. But you can use this to your advantage. Okay, you just wait. Again, be patient. Don't FOMO in. And that's what I did on Sunday. So... no, actually a week ago, not Sunday. So how to spot bottoms. The second thing apart from Fibonacci is RSI. Now this is the RSI on Sunday, April 25th. And I have my RSI alerts that trigger me whenever RSI goes below 20. In fact, when you look at the 5-minute chart or the 1-minute chart, the RSI went all the way down to about 9.34, which is staggering. Now, what's really interesting to note as well, beyond this, is to look at when the last time we had an RSI this low, under 10. And that was March 2020, during the massive correction at the beginning of the C-19 pandemic. So that was a shocking time, but that was the last time that this RSI was under that level. So I knew it was something pretty historic. So always have your alerts on, and in TradingView, I have alerts for everything. Limits, prices, RSI, because sometimes you can't always watch it, but I hear the computer go bing. That's a very specific sound, and that's when I run over and say, "Ooh, what's happening?" And that happened at around, I think it was 1 p.m. on Sunday. Anyway, the third thing that's very important to look at on how to spot bottoms is your MACD for confirmation. Here we have the dip. The RSI was at 10, and the MACD confirmed immediately as well that this wasn't a long-standing thing. This is going to bounce right back up, and it's exactly what it did. This whole event happened in the space of minutes, so you had to be quick. You had probably less than an hour to be able to react to it, and for every minute you wait, you know, there could be thousands of dollars of swings in place. So that's the important thing for all to note. So how to supercharge a dollar cost average. A quick summary. Identify your allocation. Imagine you're allocating 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever. break it into thirds or break it into 40%, 30%, 30%, or something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but depending on how you feel and how committed you are to the level you're getting in at. So take the first third and place it just above the 23.6 level and just wait for that wick. Take the middle third of your BTC allocation and just wait just above the 38.2% level, and take the final third of your allocation and put it a little more substantially above the 50 level, like add $600 or $800 just to make sure you get the wick down, and wait patiently. That's it. Just wait for it to come to you, and it will. Now, let's talk about my experience over the last eight days. We're all learning, even me, old dog, still learning new tricks. I had my fiat allocation. I was waiting for 25 days for a dip. I had my limit order in at 55K approximately, with a little bit over. And when I heard the Ray Dalio news, and this is 8 days ago, that he recommended everybody should allocate 20% of their portfolios to crypto, I got excited and I suffered from FOMO. For me, that was a very bullish signal. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to take a third of my allocation and move it up from 55 to 59. But I did it too early. I should have waited. If I waited 2 hours, I would have been able to buy it at 55. So anyway, we all make mistakes. The next third, I got a fill at the 55K level, which is just above the 23.6% level on the Fibonacci Retracement line. And my final allocation, I was only going to buy if Bitcoin fell to the 50% level, just above, because I wanted a fill in the high 40,000s. So I was watching it. I didn't have a limit order in place. And eventually it happened. And I was watching the chart in real time on Sunday, just after lunch. And I went in, got it. So I did get a fill at 47,350 when the RSI went down to 10. It was perfect. And we did an alert on that in real time as well. But the real lesson here, if you look at my Bitcoin average cost over the last 8 days, and of course I have been investing in Bitcoin for a long time, but when I have extra fiat, I like to put it aside. Bitcoin price, 3 different levels, 59, 55, and 47. Bought 0.375 at the 59 level, about a quarter at the 55 level, and 47 at the 0.375 level. You get the average price of 53K. The price today is 55.5, so the gain is about, nearly $2,000. So again, I bought high, but at the same time, when you were looking outwards anyway, like I didn't know, I waited a long time for Bitcoin to be under 60K. I heard the Ray Dalio news and I FOMO'd in, and I was like, too fast. But I made up for it by being patient again and waiting, like a sniper in the woods, waiting for the opportunity, and then jumped in and snagged it. And I, although bought too early the first time because I was impatient, and I wish I wasn't listening to the news, but I was far more patient the next time around. And again, normally that's not the case, but we're all human. We all make mistakes. So please, everybody, learn from my mistakes. Be patient. Think about those fib levels. Think about the RSI limits. Use the MACD to confirm, and you're off to the races. And this can happen for many other stocks as well. Okay, so hope everybody got something from this TA Tuesday. And as usual, they say, BTFD, wait for it to come to you. If you don't have your allocation, just be patient. Think about it. So some good upcoming videos coming as well. And hit the like and subscribe if you like this. Different TA Tuesday to normal, but I hope there's a lot of valuable lessons in there as well. Okay? Take care, everybody. See you soon. Oh, and of course, watch for the scammers. They're everywhere. I'm the black bubble. Bye.